Hey, what's going on, Archons? Welcome to the Boulevard Blake YouTube channel. Um, Sorry, just checking on my puppy. She is literally sleeping behind me while I record videos today. She's such a sweetheart. I'll try and get her on a video sometime soon. But I wanted to talk about my named deck, which came, and I've gone to jam a few times, and I have to say, wow. So yeah, Boulevard Blake of HFFS, the Smith of Fleetlin. Really cool deck. And it has a Equidon, Mars, and Saurian House. And let's take a look at what's inside. Oh, sorry, what is that? A Cursed Relic? Yeah, it is. And as you can see with the Cursed Relic, for those of you who don't know, it puts 6 Ember Pips into your deck. But you cannot play it and you cannot discard it except through card abilities. Fun fact, I have no card abilities that can discard this. So as soon as I draw this card, I am chained. Oddly enough, it really doesn't matter with this deck. This deck is gas. So, as you can see, there's pips everywhere. Main reason being is Stuart Suuza on top of Suuziani, on top of the Curse Relic, bringing it a total of 10 Ember Pips throughout the deck. I counted, there's actually 20 Ember Pips in the deck, so pretty bananas. Plus there's 2 draw pips added as well. My Equidon is great. Like, it does really cool things, but the truth is Mars is where all the fire is coming, because there is a rebel in our midst, and the rebel is real good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it is really good. It puts in so much work. I generate so many because of the fact there is where is it? We got the Dothra Recruiter, so make a token creature, 2 visible hands, Grondel, Clone Home, which generally is getting archived, so it's happening again and again, the Vatminder, MK2 generator, and then on top of all these tokens, you have Mix the Tall-Minded, so that's helping create that go higher. And then we have 2 Arm the Plebeians. This one has 3 Ember Pips total, which is kind of insane, unless I'm going against a Infernus deck. What else is here? And then there's 2 recruits as well. So pretty bonkers in terms of token creation. The greatest thing as well with token creation is there's a total recall, which means that I can basically have a turn, spawn tokens, reap with them. In fact, instead of using this, I reap with them because it deals 1 damage to things, which sets up these Mars needs Embers so nicely. And I'm still getting the Ember plus putting damage on things, or even killing things if I want, and then put them all back to my hand and setting up a crazy turn. Like, it is bonkers the way this deck generates Ember. I had a game the other night where I was going into key 3 with 22 Ember, and it was just bonkers. Like, it was insane. Like, I love this deck. The fact that my namesake deck is so cool is definitely something that I'm loving. There's some really cool cards here, like Token of Appreciation as well. I've gotten this to work a couple times. It definitely is a thing that I have to watch for to close out a game potentially. But yeah, it's just really nice. The only thing is Crushing Charge is my only true board wipe in here, so I have to be cognizant of that. But aside from that, I do have just a great level of creatures that can do things. Like, the fact that I can reap and deal damage is huge. And then on top of it, there's Tribune Pompatus in here to help. Regrettable Meteor is also good. I don't have a ton of, well, I mean, I do have big creatures in here, but in the Saurian matchup, just having this at the right time can make all the difference. So there's Crushing Charge and Regrettable Meteor, which is kind of good because everything 4 or lower and then 6 or higher I have covered. Which means if you're in the 5 sweet spot and your deck mainly does that, you're basically safe. So that's a fun thing. Praetor Marius. This was my first Praetor Marius deck. I do like this card. I think it's really good, and it buys turns. I found that with Winds of Exchange having a lack of Ember control, sometimes you just need a turn or two to give yourself the advantage. So you go into check, stop your opponent from forging next turn, and you have that advantage where they have to respond to you. Makes a big difference in this set. You don't necessarily need to continuously take them off check. If you can outpace and buy yourself a turn to go ahead, it can be all the difference in the game. That being said, though, there's for Ember control we have Praetor Marius, but it requires a setup, obviously. And then there's Mix the Tall-Minded. Double Mars needs Ember. Brain Dart is providing a little bit, and then there's Psychic Network, which is really good. If I can set up some tokens and then play this out, that is a big steal. And then over on this side here we got Gemcoat Vendor and Shrewd Investor. Again, I don't mind doing the Shrewd Investor, giving one extra. If it's going to buy me a turn where my opponent isn't in check, I will take that deal all day. I'm okay with that. What else do we have in here? Talent Scout. Yeah, this one's really cool. So you get to look at your opponent's hand and play a creature. So I guess there's two ways you look at this. One, do you play a creature that is high value for your opponent, so now they can't play it? Or two, play something that is in a house that you have, so then you have something you can use. That's the way I use it. I've only got to play it once, but I really like it. Curse Relic does absolutely nothing. It just sits in my hand. I have no way of getting rid of it. It does not hurt me. That's the craziest thing. Like, it does not hurt my speed. So it's really cool. The Billistegos, I like these cards. I don't necessarily exalt them right away, simply because of the fact that that's Ember on the board, but I do have ways of exalting. I also will use it for Recruit. So it says make a token creature if you exalt a friendly creature, archive. I want to make more tokens, so I'll throw those in my archive. I like that. We have Chancellor Dexterous. So there's ways that I'm wanting to maybe exalt, but for the most of it, I don't necessarily have to, but I do like the splash just to provide that little bit of extra board control potential. And then if Tribune's out, all the power to them, literally giving them more power. This is such a cool deck. I've honestly, I feel blessed to have my namesake deck be so much fun, do such crazy things, and just be a ton of fun to play. I think most people will never sell their namesake deck, but I'm definitely not. I think this could be one of my best decks, and I'm really excited to keep playing it more and really unlocking the nuances that are there in the sequencing. So here's Boulevard Blake of HFFS, the Smith of Fleetlin. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, folks, may your Ember never be stolen and your keys forged promptly. Have a good one.